have been looking everywhere for you. And you are sitting here. What happened to you?
Well, I was reading about computers and I really tried to remember everything. But I just can't. But look at that machine. That thing can remember everything in its memory.
Well, Miri, that's not true. You always remember my birthdays and you figure out new ways to trouble Bosco every time. In fact, you are one of the cleverest mice I know.
Thanks for saying that, Tiri. But honestly, that computer has awesome memory, which I just don't have.
Well then, Miri, I think I ought to tell you the limitations of the computer's memory. But for that, I must explain how that memory works.
Yeah, fine.
See, Miri, this shiny disc is called a platter. Miri, stop! Don't touch that! All these parts are very delicate. I only opened this to show you. Otherwise, they should never be touched.
Oh, sorry, Tiri. I didn't know.
See, Miri, this thing is called the head and it is on a cushion of air, which is about 0.000001 inches thick.
That's really small, Tiri.
Just to give you an idea.
Ow! That hurt!
This is your hair. This is a dust particle. This is the size of your fingerprint and this is a smoke particle. And this is the gap between the head and the platter.
Oh, so even a small smoke particle can cause problems to the hard disk?
Exactly. And when the head comes into contact with the hard platter or any such particle, then it is called as a head crash.
Fine, Tiri. I will be very careful. But how does this thing store so much of data?
You remember binary?
Yes, the computer understands all data in zeros and ones.
Well, the 0 is represented by a negative charge and the 1s by a positive charge. So, the number 3 would require 8 charges.
Understood.
So, all of this data is then stored and organized on the hard disk in tracks, sectors and cylinders.
What are those?
Tracks are rings of concentric circles like an old LP record, but they don't have any visible grooves. Then, each such track is divided into sections called sectors. And as there are many such platters stacked, a cylinder is the vertical section of data representing the same track on each platter.
Oh, and I think all these disks spin very fast, don't they?
Yes, Miri, they spin at 7,200 revolutions per minute. There are ones which are even faster and spin at 15,000 RPM.
Stop it, Tiri! That's fast! I was wondering that if the hard disk drives are so delicate, then how do they protect data in large companies or offices?
They use some called RAID. R-A-I-D.
Really? They raid the hard disk for data like the army?
No, Miri. RAID is redundant arrays of inexpensive disk, where many such hard disks are grouped together in a device.
So let me guess. They can be accessed together, increasing the total storage capacity.
Yes, but not just that. Depending on the way it is configured, it can still keep all the data safe, even if 1 or up to 50% of the hard disk crash.
That's awesome! Now I know how the computer hard drive works. And feel even more miserable than before. Not only can it store data, and lots of it, but is also proof from data loss.
Miri, but the computer memory, unlike your brain, is unable to perform creative tasks. Like writing songs or devising ways to trouble Bosco. All it can do is store and replay that data.
Yes, that's very true. Now let me think of a new way to trouble the cat. Thanks, Thiri. I feel much better. Come here, Bosco.